The fight between John Jones and Ciryl Gane was one of the biggest fights in MMA sport that the whole world was waiting for, in a stadium that held more than 20,000 people in Las Vegas. Now, many of you were looking for this gigantic fight between these two heavyweights. Expectations of the spectators were completely opposed to the fate of the opponent who lost this tournament, because many of you imagined a tight and drastic fight, but the way it went there had nothing to do with it, because as you remember, Jones took the victory over Ciryl in the first round in less than a minute. And after that, we may ask ourselves, but what actually happened inside the cage? And why Ciryl, one of the most competent heavyweights in terms of numbers of wins, could have not developed his best performance as when he was facing tight rivals? Among the obstacles that stand in the way of Ciryl, I've noticed at least 3 of them. And you will see that those I'm going to enumerate have actually pushed Ciryl to his limit. Starting with the first point is that Ciryl was not sure of this match. And you can clearly see, for example, that during the conference between him and Jones, he's rather neutral about winning the victory. But that was the complete opposite for Ciryl. He repeatedly says how confident he is about winning his head-to-head against Gane. But Gane continues to hesitate about coming on top.
And outside of that, you know, I realized that he doesn't really have much wrestling. He relies on evasion, trying to get away. He relies on jiu-jitsu instead of solid takedown defense.
So people could perhaps say that being humble has certain advantages over the one that has a big ego, but then this was not clearly the case for Gane. And that brings me to the second point, which is Gane's fear. Because we can clearly see that in the beginning he tries to be aggressive by using his jab to counterattack Jones, who is pursuing him. But that does not prevent him from getting pressure on him, because we can see that it is indeed Jones who is gaining ground. We can see that the fact that Gane has a higher mass than that of Jones does not threaten Jones at all, because he has said it well, that the fact that Gane is more muscular than him does not discourage him, because he had fought before bigger athletes, and that is very true, because remember that Dos Santos had already lost to Jones. On the other hand, the fact that Gane is much more on the defensive side, and that he absolutely did not want Jones to put him on the ground because he's just not good at wrestling. And that brings me to the third point, which is the hand-to-hand combat. When Jones tackles Gane to the ground, Gane no longer sees a way out, and he finds himself there without an alternative. Jones had bet a lot on wrestling because he knew it and had said it well that Gane was not good at wrestling and that he will benefit from it. And this was the case, because having blocked his legs and having held Gane's neck between his arms, he found himself stuck in a trap and decided to give up. So, looking at all this, can we all truly say that Jones is the best heavyweight of all time? Not so sure, because he still have this one fighter to face, which is Stipe Miocic. Because yes, Stipe Miocic will fight Jones this summer, I think the 3rd of July. And if you don't want to miss any information about that, please subscribe to my channel to get more content and then support my channel. And this channel basically will talk about any action scenes that is cool to watch, either sports, action, mainly fighting scenes. So yes, please subscribe to my channel. This is the end of the analysis. Thank you for watching me, and see you next time.